Pardon the interruption, but I'm Sean Humphrey back at it again for another year of PTI, and the Boston Celtics are here for a new era in Beantown.
And I'm Matt Marcinkowski, and LeBron is the greatest Laker ever.
The greatest Laker ever, you say?
Yeah, who's that Kobe guy?
Oh, man. Okay, so Matt starting off making me upset, but that's okay because we're not talking about LeBron first. We're going to go into Rookie of the Year and who should be the pick when it comes time for business. What do you think, Matt?
I'm going to go with the 6'11 power forward from Duke, who is now playing for the Sacramento Kings, Marvin Bagley. Made his debut last night. Not a lot of minutes, didn't start because Willie Cauley-Stein, their center that they've had for a long time, is starting. They have a lot of high hopes for Willie Cauley-Stein, but I have a lot of high hopes for Marvin Bagley III. He's playing with De'Aaron Fox, who is in his sophomore season. He has improved so much, and I think they will be a dynamic duo this season and as more seasons come.
Well, I can't disagree with that, but I'm going to have to go with the number one pick in the draft, the one and only DeAndre Ayton out of Phoenix. And I'm going to tell you why, Matt. Phoenix is one of the few teams at the top of the lottery that has the chance to draft for need. Instead of taking the best player available, they can take the player that best suited their needs because they have a top-of-the-line scorer in Devin Booker. However, they also took who may be the best player available in DeAndre Ayton. Look at what he did in the preseason. Around 18 points per game, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, a two-way threat. And on that team, if you can push for the 8th seed around the range where the Denver Nuggets will be, if you can be a team that's as good or better than them, then it'll be an easy choice come the end of the season, Matt.
All I know is that their matchup when Phoenix plays Sacramento is going to be one to watch.
Absolutely. But we're going to move on to who we think will get the most valuable player award, Matt. I think you've already given us a hint, but who do you have for MVP?
LeBron. Easy pick. He's playing on the Lakers. They want to push the ball. He's the best at pushing the ball. There's no better pick.
There's no better pick. Well, I do agree with that pick. I'm going to say it because he has improved his three-point shooting over last year. You saw a guy that through most of his career was decent at three-point shooting, but he really took an extra leap last year. But I'm going to disagree with you, Matt. I think the man who's going to get MVP this year is the one and only Kawhi Leonard in Toronto, and I'll tell you why. This man was out all of last year, but the last 2 years before that, that means the year before last year and the year before that, we saw an MVP candidate, a guy who was top 3 in voting.
Keyword there is candidate, people. Candidate. He didn't win.
How it is. He didn't win, but he came close, even getting up to second place because he's a two-way superstar. One of the best defensive players, if not the best defensive player in the league, stealing the ball at will with those giant mitts of his, and shooting the three at will in anybody's face, hitting the mid-range shot, getting to the rim, the finger roll. He has so many weapons on offense that he can hurt you with. He's pushing the ball up the floor, and with a Toronto team that has the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers in their conference, if they can win the conference and not only do so, but do it comfortably, we'll see an easy pick for MVP once again. But I gotta say, I don't disagree with you in saying LeBron will win MVP. I think this might be his year.
I think it will too.
But I'm going to move on to who we think will win the NBA championship, the ultimate prize, better than MVP or Rookie of the Year. Who you got, Matt?
I don't know if it's better than MVP, but I'm going to pick the obvious choice, Golden State Warriors. They have 5 players who play on the U.S. national team. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and their newly addition center, DeMarcus Cousins. All of which can shoot the three, all of which are dynamic players, and all of which will beat whoever you pick.
Oh, my goodness, Matt. But I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to pick the Boston Celtics, not only because it's a hipster pick. I do think the Warriors will win the championship, but the Boston Celtics can win it, and I'm going to tell you why. DeMarcus Cousins in that starting lineup in Golden State, it'll be interesting to see how he fits in because this is not a guy that pushes up the floor. He gets in the post, and he does his work. So, on a team where everybody shoots the three and they move quickly, how much of a liability is a guy like DeMarcus Cousins with his play style? And on top of that, DeMarcus Cousins has never been known as a big-time defensive option. So when you've got somebody, a big man like Karl Anthony Towns or LaMarcus Aldridge or one of those guys in the center, who's going to stop him? Not Draymond. He's not going to stop him.
Why not Draymond? Defensive Player of the Year last year? Come on,
Defensive
people.
Player of the Year was Rudy Gobert last year, but the year before that it was Draymond. However, I'm going to move on for that. I'm not even going to get into that. Why the Celtics are a good choice for the NBA champion. They're a great offensive team. They move the ball well. They shoot the three. And they're a great defensive team, one of the top defensive teams in the NBA last year. They're extremely, extremely deep. We saw their depth at play last year in the playoffs when they didn't have their top two players in Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. Now, with Jason Tatum having taken an extra leap, you saw his season debut last night. He looked impressive. Now, with Jason Tatum and with another year under his belt, Kyrie Irving coming back, Gordon Hayward coming back, Al Horford coming back, and this team being as deep as they are, Terry Rozier coming off the bench instead of starting this year, honestly, if they get to the NBA Finals, they can beat any team. The Warriors, the Rockets, the Spurs, the Lakers, it doesn't matter. This team is scary.
Not as scary as the Warriors.
Hey, that's a matter of opinion. But that's about all we've got for you this week. We will come back next week with more Flames. I'm Sean Humphrey.
And I'm Matt Marcinkowski.
And we're out. Phew.